What if your Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger DMs answered themselves instantly and just like you? With Chatbase, your messages become fully automated, always on, and smarter than ever. Want to see it in action? Let's break down the latest AI dope.
Okay, so picture this. You're at your kid's soccer game, right? You're finally enjoying a Saturday off, but your phone's blowing up with Instagram DMs about your latest product launch. So normally you'd be scrambling to respond. But what if I told you there's a way to be in two places at once?
That's the dream, right? Well, that's where the power of AI chatbots comes in. It's like having a tireless assistant who can handle those basic inquiries on social media while you're, focusing on what matters most.
Exactly. And that's what we're diving deep into today. This tool called Chatbase that lets you build your own custom AI chatbot for platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. Basically, you're training a digital version of yourself, but one that thrives on answering FAQs and engaging with your audience 24/7.
Yeah, and the beauty of Chatbase is that it's tap-based. It doesn't require a computer science degree to use. You can upload your knowledge base using simple PDFs, docs. You can even connect it to your Notion.
Okay, but let's be real for a sec. We've all seen those clunky chatbots that spit out generic responses. How does Chatbase ensure that the information is accurate and actually helpful to my audience?
So that's where the website crawling feature comes in. It's not just grabbing bits and pieces. Chatbase crawls your entire website, pulling in information from all the public pages, so it can build a comprehensive understanding of your content.
So if someone asks my chatbot, what's the return policy on your handmade scarves? It wouldn't just give a vague answer.
Exactly. You would pull the specific details from your website.
Wow, okay, that's impressive. That's a huge relief. Because nothing's more frustrating than a chatbot that
Yeah.
leads people down the wrong path. Now, how much information can we actually feed into this thing?
Well, you'd be surprised. Chatbase is surprisingly generous with its character limits. Even on the free plan, you can pack a lot in there.
Quick ask. Almost 95% of you watch our videos but still aren't subscribed. Please click subscribe. It really helps us grow. And if you're not loving our content, you can always change your mind. Thanks, and back to it.
Okay, so I've built my chatbot's brain, packed it with knowledge, but how do I make sure it's not going to go rogue? Can I test it out before unleashing it on my followers?
Absolutely. Chatbase has a built-in testing environment where you can chat with your bot, ask questions, see how it pulls information from your knowledge base.
So it's like a little training ground before it goes live. I like that. So let's say I'm testing it out, and I realize it's giving a slightly inaccurate answer about my shipping costs. What then?
You don't have to start from scratch. Chatbase is super flexible. You can easily retrain it with updated information.
Right. Good. That's a relief. I'm all for AI assistance. But I also need to know that I'm still in control. Now, out of all the platforms it integrates with, we're focusing on Instagram today because, let's face it, it's a beast to manage. What do I need to get started with Chatbase on Instagram?
So you'll need a professional Instagram account that's connected to a Facebook page. This might sound a bit technical, but it's essentially how the integration works.
Right, because Facebook owns Instagram. And they kind of speak the same language, so to speak. So for those of us who aren't tech wizards, can you walk us through the connection process?
Yeah, it's actually much simpler than you think. First, you'll need to enable message access within your Instagram settings. This gives Chatbase permission to interact with your DMs.
So I'm giving Chatbase permission to read and respond to messages on my behalf.
Exactly. Then you'll connect Chatbase to Instagram. Following a few simple steps, the instructions are clear and easy to follow.
Okay.
It's like plugging in a new appliance. You just have to make sure the right connections are made.
Got it. And once that's done, I can finally reclaim my weekends and let the chatbot handle the influx of messages.
You'll still want to keep an eye on things, but you'll be able to manage the integration and tweak settings from within Chatbase.
Okay, so it's like my command center for all things chatbot related.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
I actually took the plunge and tested this out myself. I messaged my Instagram account from a different account, asking typical questions like, what's your latest collection? Or what are your holiday hours?
Yeah.
You know, the kind of stuff that floods my DMs.
Nice. And how did it perform?
I was genuinely impressed. Even when I phrased my questions casually, like a real person would,
Yeah.
it pulled the correct information from my website. It didn't sound like a robot reading from a script.
That's what's so fascinating about these advanced AI models. They're designed to understand natural language and context, so the interactions feel much more human.
Hey, want our free AI dope top AI tools that we use? Chat below. It's our live Google Sheets packed with over 100 killer tools, video, music, photos, AI voices, productivity, script writing, YouTube hacks, captions, the works, always growing, live Google Sheet, always free, AI, dope top AI tools that we use. Download and chat below. Back to the show.
Beyond just answering questions, what kind of insights can I get from using Chatbase?
Chatbase has a robust analytics dashboard that gives you valuable insights into user interactions.
What kind of insights are we talking about?
You can see metrics like total chats, messages exchanged, even user ratings. It's like having a backstage pass to understand how people are engaging with your brand.
And this is where it gets really insightful. It even does sentiment analysis, so you can finally understand how people are really feeling about your brand based on their interactions with the chatbot. Are they happy, frustrated, or confused? This data can help you tweak your communication and create a much better experience.
Exactly. It's about using data to improve, not just automate.
I like that a lot.
And it's not just about numbers. You can even see location data, giving you a sense of where your audience is concentrated.
That's gold.
Yeah,
And I'm assuming all this data updates in real time.
precisely.
Okay, this is all sounding pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But what about those tricky situations where a chatbot just can't cut it? Let's say I get a really complex question, or someone needs a more personalized touch. Am I stuck?
Not at all. Chatbase has a feature that lets you take over the chat manually at any time.
Okay.
So if you sense a conversation needs that human touch, you can jump right in and handle it directly.
So it's not about handing over the reins completely. I can still step in and provide that personal connection when needed.
Exactly.
That's reassuring. Now, for the folks out there who like to tinker and customize things, what kind of advanced settings does Chatbase offer?
There's a whole section dedicated to advanced settings, where you can really fine-tune the chatbot's behavior.
Like what?
Well, you can change the underlying AI model that's powering it.
Wait, really? I have a choice in AI models?
Yes, they offer a variety of models, including GPT 4.0, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, even Gemini 1.5 Pro. Each one has its own strengths and weaknesses. You can choose the one that best suits your needs and preferences.
So if I'm a speed demon and need lightning-fast responses, I might go with the faster model, even if it's not the most sophisticated.
Exactly. Or if you prioritize accuracy and nuanced understanding, you might opt for a more powerful model, even if it takes a little longer to process.
Interesting.
It's about finding the right balance for your specific use case.
So I'm not just stuck with one pre-programmed personality.
Yeah.
I can actually shape how the chatbot behaves and interacts with my audience.
You got it. It's all about customization, making the chatbot an extension of your brand.
Okay?
You can adjust its tone of voice, how it responds to certain keywords, even add a touch of humor to its responses.
So I can have a chatbot that's as quirky and sarcastic as my brand's social media persona.
Absolutely.
This is so much more than just automating responses. It's about building a digital representative that truly embodies your brand.
Precisely. And that's what makes Chatbase so powerful. It's not just about efficiency, it's about creating a unique and engaging experience for your audience, even when you're not physically present.
Now, I know that Chatbase is constantly evolving and improving. What's on the horizon for this platform? Anything exciting we can tease our listeners with?
They're working on something called AI agents, which are even more sophisticated than chatbots.
Oh.
Imagine AI that can not only answer questions, but also proactively engage with your audience, personalize content, even generate creative ideas.
Oh, hold on. AI that can come up with marketing campaigns for me.
It might sound futuristic, but it's closer than you think.
So these AI agents are still in development?
They are,
Okay.
but they represent the next step in the evolution of AI-powered interaction.
This is definitely something we'll need to dive deeper into when they're officially launched. But for now, let's bring it back to the present and focus on what we can achieve with Chatbase today. We've covered a lot of ground here, but what are the key takeaways our listeners should walk away with?
Well, first and foremost, AI chatbots are no longer a luxury. They're accessible to anyone with an online presence.
Right. Yeah.
Whether you're a solopreneur, a small business owner, or a large organization, Chatbase can help you streamline your social media interactions.
And it's not just about saving time and effort. It's about gaining valuable insights into how people are engaging with your brand.
And using that data to improve your communication, your marketing, and overall online presence.
Exactly. Chatbase isn't just a tool, it's a partner in your online success.
I'm already picturing myself sipping a margarita on the beach, while my chatbot handles the influx of messages about my new product line.
That's the beauty of AI. It frees up your time and energy to focus on the things that truly matter.
Okay.
Whether that's creating amazing content, connecting with your audience on a deeper level, or simply enjoying some well-deserved downtime. But before we all book our tropical vacations, let's dive a little deeper into the nitty-gritty of Chatbase. We've talked about the basics, but now let's explore how it really works on Instagram. What are some of the more advanced features, and how can we make the most of this integration?
Let's get into it. So let's imagine you're a fashion designer launching your new collection on Instagram, right? You've got stunning visuals, but your DMs are overflowing with questions about sizing, pricing, and shipping.
Okay, yeah, that's a scenario I know all too well. My last launch nearly sent me into a tailspin trying to keep up with all the messages.
Right, so now picture this. You've set up your Chatbase chatbot with all the essential details about your collection. So when someone messages you asking, "What's your size range for the new floral dress?" the chatbot instantly pulls that information from your website and provides a clear, concise answer.
So instead of me spending hours copy-pasting the same information over and over, the chatbot becomes my personal stylist assistant, handling those basic inquiries with speed and accuracy.
Exactly, and here's where it gets even more impressive. Let's say a customer messages you with a more specific question like, "I'm usually between a size 6 and 8. Do your dresses run true to size?" The chatbot can even be trained to provide personalized recommendations based on the information you fed into it.
Okay, that's next level. So it's not just about spitting out pre-programmed answers, it can actually analyze the question and provide tailored advice based on my brand's specific sizing guidelines.
That's the power of AI. It learns and adapts over time, becoming more intelligent and insightful with every interaction. And here's the kicker. While the chatbot is busy handling those routine inquiries, you're free to focus on connecting with your audience on a deeper level.
So instead of being chained to my phone, I can actually engage in meaningful conversations, respond to more complex questions, or even work on creating new designs. It's like having a virtual assistant who takes care of the busy work, so I can focus on the creative side of my business.
Precisely. It's about working smarter, not harder, and leveraging technology to enhance your human connection with your audience.
Now, I know we briefly touched on the website crawling feature earlier, but I want to circle back because I think this is one of the most powerful aspects of Chatbase. It's not just about uploading a few PDFs or connecting to my Notion. It's about giving the chatbot access to my entire online presence, right?
Absolutely. The website crawling feature is what truly sets Chatbase apart. It analyzes your website blog posts, even your social media content, to build a comprehensive knowledge base. It's like having a virtual encyclopedia of your brand.
So even if a question isn't explicitly answered on my FAQ page, the chatbot can potentially find the answer somewhere else on my website or social media.
Exactly. It can synthesize information from multiple sources to provide the most relevant and accurate response. It's like having a research assistant who's always working behind the scenes, digging up information to support your customer interactions.
Now, I know some people might be a little hesitant about this whole website crawling thing. They might have privacy concerns. Can you put their minds at ease?
Absolutely. It's important to understand that Chatbase only accesses publicly available information. It doesn't have access to any private data or sensitive content behind password-protected areas of your website.
So it's essentially gathering information that's already out there in the public domain. It's not snooping around in my private files or anything like that.
Exactly. It's simply compiling and organizing the information that you've chosen to share publicly. And you have complete control over what information you make available. If there are certain pages or sections of your website that you want to exclude from the crawling process, you can easily do so.
That makes sense. It's all about transparency and giving users control over their data. Now, before we move on to the other exciting features of Chatbase, I want to address another concern that I know is on many people's minds: the cost.
Yeah, that's a valid question. Fortunately, Chatbase offers a variety of pricing plans. To accommodate different needs and budgets, they have a free plan that's perfect for individuals or small businesses just starting out.
So if I'm just dipping my toes into the world of AI chatbots, I can try it out without breaking the bank.
Exactly. The free plan gives you access to the core features and allows you to create and deploy a basic chatbot. It's a great way to experience the power of Chatbase and see if it's the right fit for you.
And if I decide to upgrade, what are my options?
The paid plans offer additional benefits, such as more chatbot instances, higher character limits, and access to those premium AI models we talked about earlier, like GPT 4.0 and Gemini 1.5 Pro. The pricing is transparent and clearly outlined on their website, so you can choose the plan that aligns with your budget and business goals.
And you mentioned earlier that there's a free trial available.
Absolutely. They want to make sure you're completely satisfied before committing to a paid plan. The free trial allows you to explore all the features, test out different AI models, and see how Chatbase can truly benefit your business.
Okay, so there's really no reason not to give it a try. You can start with the free plan, explore the features, and then upgrade as your needs grow. That's a great way to approach it.
Exactly. And remember, Chatbase is constantly evolving and adding new features. They're committed to staying ahead of the curve and providing the most innovative and user-friendly chatbot platform available.
Speaking of new features, let's talk about the integration with Instagram. I know this is something a lot of our listeners are excited about.
Rightfully so. The Instagram integration is a game changer, especially for businesses that rely heavily on the platform for marketing, sales, and customer support.
Okay, let's paint a picture. Imagine you're a small business owner who sells handmade jewelry on Instagram. How can this integration make your life easier and help you grow your business?
Imagine being able to instantly answer product inquiries, provide support, even book appointments through your Instagram DMs.
It's like having a dedicated customer service team working 24/7 without the overhead.
And it's all powered by AI. The chatbot can handle the initial interactions, freeing up your human team to focus on more complex or nuanced requests.
Now, I know we briefly touched on the connection process earlier, but let's dive a little deeper for those who are ready to get started.
Sure. The first step is to make sure you have a professional Instagram account.
This is important because
It allows you to access the necessary features and settings for the integration. You'll also need to connect your Instagram account to a Facebook page.
why is that necessary?
This is how the integration works behind the scenes. It allows Chatbase to communicate with your Instagram account through the Facebook API.
Now, for those who aren't tech savvy, can you explain what an API is in simple terms?
Think of it as a messenger that allows different apps to talk to each other and share information.
So basically, Facebook and Instagram are using their secret language to make sure everything runs smoothly.
Exactly. Once you have those prerequisites in place, you can head over to Chatbase and navigate to the Integrations tab.
And then what?
You'll see a section for Instagram where you can click the Connect button.
This will initiate the connection process.
Exactly. You'll be prompted to log into your Instagram account and grant Chatbase the necessary permissions.
And it's a fairly straightforward process.
Absolutely. It only takes a few minutes to complete.
And once the connection is established, what happens?
You'll see a Manage button instead of Connect.
So that means I'm good to go.
You got it. You can now customize your chatbot settings and start managing your Instagram interactions through Chatbase.
It's that simple.
Yes. And if you ever need to disconnect the integration, you can do so at any time.
Now, I want to emphasize that setting up the integration is just the first step.
You're exactly right. The real magic happens when you start customizing your chatbot and training it on your specific knowledge base.
So it's not just a plug-and-play solution. I need to put in some effort to make it truly effective.
You're getting it. This is where you can truly personalize the experience and ensure the chatbot aligns with your brand and communication style.
So what are some of the things I can customize?
You can customize its greeting message, its tone of voice, even its responses to specific questions.
Can you give me an example?
Let's say someone messages you asking about your return policy. Instead of a generic response, you can train the chatbot to say something like, "Hey there, we're happy to help with returns. Here's a link to our super easy return policy.website link. If you have any questions, feel free to ask."
So I can inject some personality and make it sound less robotic.
Absolutely. You can also set up rules and triggers to automate certain actions, like sending a welcome message to new followers or responding to specific keywords.
Can you elaborate on that?
Sure, let's say someone comments on one of your posts with the keyword discount. You can set up a trigger that automatically sends them a direct message with a special discount code.
Wow, that's smart. It's like having a personal shopper who's always looking out for my customers' needs.
Exactly. It's all about being proactive and providing a personalized experience that makes people feel valued.
This is really starting to paint a picture of how powerful this integration can be.
And don't forget about the analytics dashboard. This is where you can track the chatbot's performance and identify areas for improvement.
Remind us what kind of information we can gather from the analytics dashboard.
You can see metrics like the total number of chats, the average response time, even the sentiment of the conversations.
Okay, break that down for me. What does sentiment mean in this context?
Sentiment analysis basically tells you whether people are generally happy, neutral, or negative in their interactions with the chatbot. It helps you understand how people are feeling about their experience.
So if I see a lot of negative sentiment around a particular topic, I can adjust my chatbot's responses, or even address the issue proactively in my content.
Exactly. It's about using data to inform your decisions and continually improve the chatbot's effectiveness.
This is like having a feedback loop built right into my Instagram account. I'm constantly learning and adapting based on how people are interacting with my
You
brand.
got it. It's all about creating a dialogue with your audience even when you're not physically present.
This is really starting to make me rethink my entire Instagram strategy. I'm already brainstorming ways to use Chatbase to enhance my customer experience, personalize my interactions, and ultimately free up more time to focus on the creative aspects of my business. But I have a feeling this is just the tip of the iceberg. What are some other ways we can leverage AI to transform our online presence?
Yeah, so we've talked about using Chatbase to handle those customer inquiries and streamline our workflow. But I'm curious about the bigger picture here. Where do you see AI heading in the realm of social media? What other exciting developments are on the horizon?
We've already touched upon AI agents, which are like chatbots on steroids. They can do so much more than just answer questions. Imagine an AI agent that can actually analyze your audience's preferences, create targeted content, and even schedule posts for optimal engagement. So instead of me spending hours trying to figure out the best time to post or the perfect hashtag combination, I could potentially delegate those tasks to an AI agent.
Exactly. AI can handle those repetitive data-driven tasks, allowing you to focus on the creative strategy and the human connection.
It's like having a virtual marketing assistant who's always working behind the scenes, optimizing my content and maximizing my reach.
And here's another exciting development to consider. AI-powered personalization is going to become even more sophisticated. Imagine an AI agent that can tailor your Instagram feed to each individual follower's interests and preferences.
Well, hold on. So instead of everyone seeing the same generic feed, they'd see a curated selection of content that's specifically relevant to them.
Exactly. It's about creating a more personalized and engaging experience that keeps people coming back for more.
But what about the human touch? I don't want my followers to feel like they're interacting with a machine. How do we ensure that AI enhances rather than replaces the human connection?
That's a crucial consideration. The key is to use AI strategically and thoughtfully. It's not about handing over the reins completely. It's about using AI as a tool to enhance your human capabilities.
So it's about finding that sweet spot where AI takes care of the heavy lifting, allowing us to focus on building authentic relationships and creating meaningful interaction.
Yes, Lee, it's about leveraging technology to amplify our human strengths, not replace them.
I love that perspective.
And if you want another AI dope deep dive, check this next video and ask yourself, how lucky are we to live in these AI dope times?